I'm kind of that witch. I'm kind of that witch. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I haven't had Kool-Aid since I was a kid. This is insane. Okay. I'm sipping the meditation Kool-Aid, but that's not what y'all are here to see. Y'all are here to see another episode or listen to I'm Kind of That Witch with me, Shakir Janae Pay, the show where we mix the mystical with the messy, the spiritual with the skeptical. And today we're mixing the that's meditation with the current moment. And I have a wonderful guest, Miss Monika Smith. Welcome, studio audience. Clap her in. Woo! We love you. Monika Smith is a powerhouse at the UCB Theater. She does a one-woman improv show. Have y'all heard of it? It's actually very funny. I did get to see it, so very impressed. And yeah, we're going to tap in and talk about a little meditation today.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So the reason how we got here was we were talking at a party and I do feel like I was supposed to drink this, but I'm gonna I didn't fully.
You didn't even stir it. It's gonna be so crystallized at the bottom.
And this is why they add a pound of sugar.
Is it cherry?
It's cherry and watermelon.
Oh, okay.
I like the red flavor.
Agreed.
I'm always drinking the red flavor of Kool-Aid haven't drank Kool-Aid since I was a kid, but
yeah, me neither.
But I also love this picture because I feel like it looks like the Kool-Aid Man.
It does. Oh
right?
my God, I didn't even think of that.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I have another picture that I use more often because this is kind of like I'm hosting a little lunch or something. But yeah. Anywho, we were at a party.
We were.
And we were talking about everything, I think, maybe.
Everything.
And then what happened? We ended up sharing meditations with each other.
We were talking about your sleeping device.
Yeah.
Your grounding device.
Okay, so I have grounding sheets. I'm not sure if that's ever come up here. Grounding sheets are to connect you to the earth to help you get better sleep. And you can also just go outside and take your shoes off and stand on the earth to ground. And yeah, that's how you ground.
I do it every time I travel. Gets rid of, what's it called?
What's it called?
When you can't sleep when you fly. What is the word? Everyone listening is like repeating it over and over again while we're like struggling.
God, I know what it is. When you can't sleep from, it's not your circadian rhythm is off. No. But jet lag.
Jet lag, thank you.
Jet lag, when you're jet lagged.
It helps with jet lag.
I'm like wondering too, let me know if my nose starts snotting too much because then I will run off and get a tissue. Guys, I have allergies and it is spring in LA. We talked about this briefly, but I was literally like, so if you hear that and you're just listening, don't worry, I'm not going to get you sick through the microphone. I'm just dealing with flowers and pollen.
I don't like flowers. I like plants.
Oh.
All my plants don't
release.
Yeah, because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. I have plants as well, and I don't think they release anything. If anything, they clean the air. Yeah. But my body it's so kind of rude actually to be allergic to spring.
Could we not? This is a really nice season.
It's a really great season.
I can wear cute outfits and not sweat too much.
Right.
And it changes at night because there's like a couple layers.
Yeah. But yes, so tell us a little history about, well, first off, you as a performer and you as a meditator, because do you meditate every day?
I meditate every day, sometimes twice a day. I did it this morning because I do transcendental. I go back and forth, but I've been doing that for years.
Oh, tell everyone what that is.
Transcendental meditation. I feel like people know it because of David Lynch.
He
was a big proponent of it. He has a Lynch Foundation that's still here in LA on La Brea, I believe. Or on Highland. And it's all about you have a mantra that you repeat. And it's not something you ever share with anybody. And you go through the program, they give you like this blessing of a mantra. Yeah. But essentially, it's like you're busying your mind by repeating this mantra. And then you do 20 minutes twice a day. Yeah. And they say that this type of meditation doesn't just help you calm and relax, but it also helps you be creative.
Wow. Okay, transcendental meditation. That's actually something I don't do yet. Yeah. So I'm going to have to try it. I do affirmations, of course, and mantras.
I do mantras.
Yeah, I love a mantra.
I do grateful list every morning.
What's your mantra? You go first and then I'll say one of mine.
Oh, I just have like a one that's just like all is well. Everything is working out for my highest good.
Yes.
I am safe. I do like just a basic, simple, let's all be good.
Yes.
One. Yeah.
Okay. Everything is always working out for me. I listened to Abraham Hicks, her Rampage of that one. And then to the good of all and the harm of none, I'm about to be so wealthy. I'm about to, like, that's one of them.
Louise
I'm about to be
Hayes
so
has
blessed.
Like a bunch too.
Yeah.
Everything is working out for my highest good with no harm to others. Yeah.
Yes. There's one that I also say.
What I create, I shape in my mind.
Yeah.
There's like a list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one that I say, like, I am receiving now. I am receiving all the love that the universe has for me now. Like, kind of to be in the present.
Yeah.
Because there are differences with the I ams and the
I see, I feel.
Yeah.
I also think I like the description of it for people who don't do it. It's like if you're thinking about a red car, you see a red car everywhere you go.
Yes.
Because you're thinking about it. It's on your mind.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing happens if you're thinking positive thoughts and taking the time to set your mind at that state. You're going to notice the flowers on your dog walk.
Yes.
You're going to notice how good your coffee tastes. But I think if you wake up thinking about the grumpy stuff, the fact that you ran out of sugar is going to notice you more today. And
whatever you give attention to,
it shows up
more. Mm-hmm. It grows. It expands.
Yeah.
One of the reasons too I thought of this Kool-Aid and that I'm sipping the Kool-Aid is I just did a Joe Dispenza 3-day meditation. Yes. And I saw a man get out of a wheelchair and start walking after, like, on the second day. From like the healing factors. I did not. Here's the thing. I've listened to The Habit of like changing or unbecoming.
Yeah.
So or The Habit of, what is it called? The name
the
of
habit of
breaking the habit
of your
being yourself.
Yes.
Breaking the habit of being yourself. One of Joe Dispenza's books, and it's the idea that if you do the same thing, you're going to get the same results, and that all of this is patterns, and especially too with one of the points he made was like the placebo effect, and he's like, and 50% of people who do those trials end up healing themselves, and they take a sugar pill. And that's how powerful your mind is. There's no meditation involved with that version of it. It's just you fully believing and your body creating internally the devices to heal yourself, the dopamine you need, the this you need. Like there was a Parkinson one where 70% of the folks healed themselves with a placebo, a pill of getting a shot. And when you shoot water into your arm, it stings. So they felt like, ooh, I got it. I got it. Like, I'm getting medicine. That's why it stings. But really, it's just because you're putting water into a vein, and that stings. That burns a little bit. So they mentally healed their Parkinson's, and then went back home and got back into their environment and shifted into the sameness in the same mental place and redevelop the same disease. So in this workshop, it's funny. I like knew about all of this, and that's why I signed up for this Joe Dispenza workshop. Yeah. But seeing stuff like that was like, what is going on?
Are you a plan? Were you set up to be like front row guy who walks by day 3?
He wasn't in the front. This was during the break. Joe didn't even see it happen. We were outside. There's like 5,000 of us. We're at the shrine, and he had, of course, it's with a person who's been pushing him, and she said this is the first time he's tried to walk, like just gotten up and took steps and walked. He walked like we're holding her. He wasn't he
wasn't like sprinting.
Yeah, and this was probably after like we did like 4 meditations a day. So like 45 minutes for 1, 30. The next day we did like an hour meditation, which I have never. And then like one of his meditations is like you go over the body centers. He doesn't he goes. Yeah. He doesn't like to call them chakras.
Yes, I know.
He's so like, it's science. It's not woo-woo. Chakras, no.
But this one happens to ground you. Yeah. And this one happens to be, your sacral just happens to be related to,
It's literally, it's comedy too, because the whole time he was like, you see what I called it, LA? Everybody wants to be spiritual. Because right now, the planets are like crazy town. We're like Mercury retrograde and Venus. Venus retrograde. And like, apparently people were like, hey, we can't be manifesting during this eclipse season. And he was like, none of that matters. Okay. None of that matters. The science behind it doesn't give a hell about the planets. But the whole thing with the planets is patterns as well. That's what astrology is. And that's why that exists. I think both things are powerful. I think too with his, because he is a man and he's so in the masculine, he wants to like just keep these two separate, where I'm like, indigenous cultures have been meditating forever, like healing themselves with the earth and the planet and properties. I am going to grab a tissue really quick because I'm over here snotty.
I thought it was part of the show. I was like, it's interactive.
Her nose was just running. I was like, I'm just push through it. And I was like, you're not going to push through.
Mm-hmm.
Push through. We can cut or keep this part. Who knows? This is real life. That was real life, y'all. I had to go get a tissue because my nose is dealing with spring.
I do like that Joe Dispenza has a little bit of ego because he changes his voice for his meditations.
Yes.
And I did a deep dive being like, why does your voice do this weird, like,
know.
Yeah. And he said because he doesn't want you to hear his voice and think of him in that way or connect it. And it's like, okay, you're not that. You're not like that big a man where I'm like, oh no, Joe Dispenza's in my ear. Instead, whenever I do one of his meditations, at first I'm taken aback by like his change of voice.
Yeah.
Like there's one word he says really weird. Now I can't remember.
The brain.
Yeah, just right.
Let it in the brain, really.
It's like a bad Irish accent. He's like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Like, I don't know where it's coming from.
It really is a bad Irish accent.
It is.
And yes, I just did. It was St. Patrick's Day yesterday. I did a bad Irish accent on TikTok.
My family will be mad at you.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they won't.
Okay. I'm 11% Irish. You know that?
Okay, I'm half Irish.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at us.
Look at us.
You're way more Irish than me. I feel like mine's is just like mixed in with the...
Yeah. I did Ancestry, and I literally am 50% Danish and 50% Irish. Like, I'm real divided. And it makes sense because mom, dad.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to be like, oh, exact.
Like half and half.
Yeah, they didn't lie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have family back there still?
I do.
Okay.
Irish, I haven't met, but I have family members, and then the rest of the family is in Copenhagen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, have you heard the basketball analogy about how to think? They took 3 groups of people.
Oh.
One group, they had them practice free throws.
Yeah.
I think it was like 3 times a week or whatever, something like that for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
One group, they had think about throwing them and accomplishing them.
Yeah.
And then they had one group do nothing.
Wow.
And then they came back, and the group that was thinking about throwing but never practiced did just as well as the group that was practicing.
Yep.
Because they had just kept telling their mind, I'm doing this, I have the ability to do this. So they believed it when they did it.
Mm-hmm. So there's so much evidence, but it's still considered like pseudoscience, even though there are so many trials where you learn that your mind is so powerful. And his whole idea is like there's an electromagnetic field of energy around you. Yeah. If we are a battery, we have a positive charge on our head and a negative charge on our feet. And that's why when I said the grounding stuff, I'm like, you literally get ions and electrons, or I'm not a scientist.
Neurons.
Science.
Ew, wires.
Yeah, you get that from the ground.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing if you can push out and tap into your pineal gland, which is scientifically like an antenna to the third eye. It's the third eye. Like, it's so funny he was using all this stuff. I was like, just say it's the third eye. We all get it. Just say it.
Is it calcified? What word are you going to use?
Say it. Yeah. And then he was like, there's crystals in it. I even hate saying that, but there are crystals in the pineal gland. And I'm like, yeah. And then one of the breaths we like would exhale a little and then like push up because there's cerebral spinal fluid that you could push up your spine through the breath by like tightening, contracting, slowly going up and tapping the pineal gland. And once you tap the pineal gland, you can have like gamma brain waves. So there's all these different brain waves, of course, where you start with beta, then alpha, and then theta.
Yeah.
Yep, delta, gamma. And not a sorority. I know it sounded like one, didn't it?
But it could be.
It could be a sorority.
I feel like you have to have that voice to be in a sorority.
Yeah.
Again, I've never been to one.
I've never been to one.
I've
like
seen
a
them
one
in
event.
movies. Yeah,
the one event,
the one sorority that exists in America. Never been.
Never
so,
been.
Sorry.
I haven't been to that one.
Sorry, guys.
No, yeah, it's funny that those are the names of sororities, and those are the names of our brainwaves.
Somebody either did that to fuck with everybody. Or I don't know what
Yeah.
Whenever you hear that something means the same thing, you're like, who decided this?
Who
wanted to fuck with us this whole time?
I think it's all connected. And the government knows and they hide it. I mean, duh.
We talked about all those meditations that the government released.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the gateway meditation.
The gateway meditation. So that's what we do in that workshop. Like, I was the woman sitting next to me beat cancer. And this was her 4th time being at it. And I was like, first she didn't even tell the guy next to her. I was like, oh, you've been to 4. Did you come for well, what made you pick 4 times?
Yeah, why keep coming back?
Why keep coming back? Like, I feel like you're getting the same information and you just have to go home and apply. Like, you have to go home and meditate. Even one of the girls I'm texting with from the group, she's like, oh, it's hard to do it by myself. I think I'm going to go to his retreat in Cancun and spend $7,000.
You can't
I mean, maybe not $7,000, but like his retreats are no joke. I was like 10 days, girly, because you can't spend some time alone and get the meditation in between the hotel, the flight, and paying for his thing. I was like, this will be like,
you just need headphones, a phone, and a room.
Yeah.
And
just like do the work. Yeah.
You can find him free on YouTube.
Yeah. He's for free. Joel Dispenza's for free on YouTube. I also use Insight Timer.
I use that.
I love Insight. That's where we did.
That's where we shared.
Yeah. You sent me one, The Rise of the Phoenix.
Ooh. Yes, release your phoenix.
I love. And also too, it was a fun little breath to it, which always helps me tap into the gamma brain waves, I guess. After doing all of his stuff, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's...
Well, it's like different meditations. You get into the focus state is what some places call it, where you get your body in sleep mode, but your mind in, I guess, awake or creative, whatever way you say.
Because the breath work that I do, conscious connected breathing, it kind of wakes you up. It's a 3-part breath. We're going to do a little bit at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Oh, shit. So, but for a lot of people, they just say they can't meditate, which is... It's not true. We all can do it. You just have to be okay with thoughts passing and things happening and not being in control for a moment and figure out the best way. Like transcendental is a fun way because it's mantra based, breath work, humming, which I'm a huge fan of humming.
It's good for you to hum.
Oh, it's so good for you to hum.
Right?
It's
good for your throat.
It's good for your throat, but it also the different tones. Immediately feel the buzz happening in your brain and you start releasing some sort of chemical. I want to say nitric oxide.
I've also been meditating since high school.
Oh my gosh,
and
that's amazing.
Still, like today I checked the timer at 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, we got to be done. And I was like, 10 more minutes.
God.
So like when people say they can't, I'm like, I get it. My mind goes off and I think about like, oh, I want my coffee or what do I have to do today? Grocery list, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just then going, okay, throw that away and go back to either repeating the mantra, listening to someone talk, breath work, whatever.
I do Sarah Blondin for the talk therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I sent you. Because like she has this one where she's like, her son did something and he's crying and there's tears running through his eyes. This is what she says. And then I hold his face and I say, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Because when I'm feeling like, I'm like, and we all need someone to hold us and hold our face and tell us we're okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And this Sarah Blondin, this blonde white woman.
That's what you need. That's what
I
you
need her to hold
me.
She holds me. She gives me a little hug through the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So I listen to hers when I need a little I need words because I can't focus.
You're also in LA. There's a lot of white blonde ladies that can hold you.
I know. I guess I could find one in person, huh?
You know what I mean?
I don't need to go through an app. She doesn't live here. She's in Canada. She's from Canada.
Hey.
I think she's from here, but she lives in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. I think up past Vancouver.
So west side.
Yeah. And apparently she has a really beautiful property because I remember I was listening to a podcast and this woman was like, we're on Zoom and Sarah's house is beautiful. And I was like, must be nice to walk around and have a backyard.
Cold plunge. And here's her llamas.
But you said you've been meditating since childhood. That's pretty ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I noticed I bought like these crazy books when I was young.
Yeah.
I bought like, now I'm going to forget them all, but it was like Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, Eckhart Tolle.
I feel like people pronounce, I don't know if I pronounce his name right.
Oh,
There's
I
so
confidently said it wrong.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Eckhart Tolle.
But Your Mind is Power, all of those kind of books. Because I was like a sick kid, so I was unhealthy. That's, I guess, the way to say it. But I was sick all the time with a chronic illness. So because of that, I wanted to stop being sick all the time. And I didn't really agree with pain meds. I still don't. I'm not a big fan of like drugging and numbing versus finding the problem. So I started doing meditations like in high school on my floor, like probably like grade 9. Yeah, I was just like, how can I get my body,
my mind and body connection?
My mind and body. And then I went through like theta, alpha state. So I would do stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you feel like it's helped you over the years?
I think I'm very connected to my body.
Yes.
Yes. I think also that happens when you have a body that's not 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm also more grateful when I feel good, because those days used to be rarer than days where you feel good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you don't feel good. Yeah, so I feel very connected to it. So I do think meditation helps with all of that. Just
with all
feeling,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty amazing. Especially as a kid, I was a mess. I wasn't even tapped in, tuned in, turned on to anything.
I love that you used his phrase. If anyone knows, they're like, what?
Yeah.
You just did...
no, that's Abraham Hicks.
I was going to say you just did Abraham Hicks.
Abraham Hicks. Tapped in, turned on,
tuned in.
Oh, I listen to her way too much, but I also have to like brainwash myself to be like, today's a good day. Today's a good day.
That's why I say all is well.
Yep.
I am safe. Everything's working out for my highest good. So when something shitty happens, I'm like, okay, all is well. This will work out.
Yeah.
From this only good will come.
From this only good will come.
That. From this only good will come. Just as like, okay, something positive. There's a reason why this negative moment is happening. So I learn or remember, or the better will come out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bad bitch mantra playlist.
Ooh.
It's pretty amazing. I start the mornings when I'm like in the car, even like on the way here. What's her name? There's like a girl, Queen Herbie, Peachka. There's Young Baby Tate has a song, and it literally has affirmations. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am that bitch.
Abra.
I think I do.
It's like a white dude. He's getting popular right now with spiky hair.
Is he on TikTok? Because that's the only people I know.
He's on TikTok. Yeah. But Abel Hart.
Abel Hart.
It's silly, but he plays it at a certain frequency, so all the music is different frequencies. Yeah. And then on top of that, he is singing mantras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. Yeah. Okay, I gotta check him out.
I'll share it
I
with
also
you.
listen. Yeah, just text it to me. Yeah. I'm gonna go figure it out on my own.
That's what I mean when I'm like, I'm not gonna.
See you after we talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget.
No, I'll help you remember. Because I'm gonna be like, hey, well, yeah, text me. Hey, sure. Yeah, because I can add them to the playlist. I also have some on there that aren't even like, I would say bad bitch mantras. I listen to Nickelback still occasionally.
Still?
I'm never standing in line because I never get in. It's like the bottom of the knife. No?
No, I don't know Nickelback.
You don't know any Nickelback?
Not really. I'm sure I know
Said a hero could save us.
Yeah.
Who's your like... I want to say they're a guilty pleasure, but I'm literally outing myself, so they're not.
There was one Macklemore song that came years ago that I listened to before every audition when I drove, because it was all about I am. And then Eminem has the song where it is like cheesy, but from the movie where he is just pumping himself up. Like, you got one chance, one moment. Yeah. So there was a couple songs like that before auditions I would always like put that on. Yeah. So I do think there's something to listen, and I love music, but if it's getting a little negative. Yeah.
It's true. Sometimes it's too negative. I'll be listening to a song and it fully will throw me out, because especially rap, and I grew up with it, but there are times where I was listening to like 21 Savage, and at one point he was like talking about murdering the guy, and it's so specific, and like I literally said, I gotta turn this off. Like it literally sent us like a shock through me, like, oh, I can't listen to this anymore. I'm too sensitive now.
I can't listen. I love and I grew up on rap music, and I just can't listen to so much bitch. Yeah, personally, that one hits me. We're just like, I don't want to keep hearing any derogatory stuff like versus I just want to hear really good rap.
Some rhyme. I also have gotten into Macklemore more because he's political.
He's political.
And he's great. And I stand for what he stands for.
Yeah, I like that.
And that one song, I mean, Hens Hall is great. It's actually a good song. Like the other one is, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb, so it's not buzzing. But yeah, Hens Hall, and his music, he has that, it comes from a place of love. And it comes from a place of like healing people versus just like bitches and hoes and low vibrations.
I've never listened to Adele. Like, I think she's great.
Yeah.
And just recently she keeps showing up.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just play a mix, or I'll get in the car, and before I connect my phone, the radio will play Adele. So I'm like, okay, I'll listen to more Adele. Like, I was like, let's see this. I mean, she is singing about like feeling your feels.
Yeah. Yeah. I can only listen to a handful of her, and even with Lana Del Rey. Like, I used to listen to Lana Del Rey, like, soup it up. And then I realized I was like, yeah, it's hard to love me, and I'm just a moody LA bitch who can't find love. I'm a Venice bitch. Like, why am I calling myself a Venice bitch? In what reality am I a Venice bitch?
When do you go to the beach?
I don't go to Venice. I live on the east side. I'm from Baltimore.
There's a Taylor Swift song that everyone was repeating.
Yeah.
And I would, every time it would come on the radio, I would like turn it. Anytime I hear it, I was like, I don't want it, because everyone would repeat the chorus, and the chorus, it's all my fault.
Oh yeah.
It was like, I'm not repeating, it's all my fault every day. I don't care if it's a good song. I'm like, I don't want it.
And those are mantras. You start to live your life in that place. Even I feel bad, y'all, but you got to turn off the music that has these vibrations that'll have you saying negative stuff about yourself. Like, even even these beautiful love songs is like, people losing love. Like, you don't want to repeat that.
It's too heavy.
It's too heavy.
Same with horror movies. I used to love horror movies. And then I started to notice, well, my dreams are darker when I watch them.
Yes.
Which means that now when I'm like letting my brain go free, I'm having these like very graphic, violent thoughts. So if I'm waking up, is that a good state to start your day?
The girlies who do the what is it, the true crime, I can't listen to them talk about violence against women. No. I can't listen to stories where men kill women. There's nothing that puts me to sleep about that.
No, I don't need to check my lock again.
Have you ever met a man? I walk around with mace because I'm like, I've been chased by 2 unhoused people, unfortunately, broad daylight, one of them. And everybody was just like, you got chased by some, or like attacked as well.
I've been, I'm a lady, but we've all been through terrible things.
Yeah, here.
But I will say, once I was in Santa Monica, and I was going to an audition. I got there early, so the mall was closed, and I was walking around, and an unhoused person started chasing me and saying what he was going to do to me, and it was super graphic and terrible.
Oh my gosh.
And there was one man, he was sitting with his 2 daughters, and I ran up to him, and he protected his daughters and wouldn't help me. And I remember I banged on Nordstrom, and an employee came out and unlocked it because they hadn't opened yet. Let me in, we closed the door, and then just at the glass window, the man was like yelling and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my dad, being like, that guy didn't help me, and he was like, well, like, even my dad, who was very pro, like, taught me how to fight.
Let me tell you now, I ran across 4 lanes of traffic, broad daylight, cars going, I'm hitting roofs of cars, like, help me! Hey, not one person. Then I run into a gas station. There's nothing but men in here. And I'm like, can we like, this guy is chasing me. Where can I hide somewhere? He's like, no, you can't come back here. No, we can't hide you. And I'm in here just like, okay, if he comes in here, I'm going to have to fight him now.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I'm like, yeah, but... let me tell you who doesn't. They don't protect you. I feel bad because, I'm not out here trying to shit on them. But I'm like, if you see a grown man about to attack a woman who probably would not be able to win, like, at least say something. Like, help a little.
I've stepped in when I've seen men hit women on the street and stuff.
I can't even just.
And I can't.
I can't. I'm not let me tell you, my mouth's going to start going. Hey, did you hit her? Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Yes.
Why did you? Hey, sorry. I've called out.
We were together at a bar and we saw a woman being manhandled.
Oh yeah, and we walked up and got yes, we got all up in her.
We're like, are you sure you're okay? And she's like, oh, he didn't mean anything by it. And I don't remember what I said, but I was just like, well, you shouldn't touch a woman like that ever. Yeah, because she was like, it's my boyfriend's brother.
Yeah, and we were like, okay, the excuse that it's the boyfriend's brother has nothing to, not an excuse, but the explanation. I was like, that's not cool. Yeah, he shouldn't grab you like that. Like,
I don't care if he's your brother. Or your boyfriend.
Or your boyfriend.
Don't touch you.
Don't touch you. Why is he touching you in a way where it's raising flags in public? If so, what's happening in private?
But that was a thing where multiple people noticed. Yep. We were with one man who came with us, Tim. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, no one else
said anything or did anything. They kind of just looked the other way. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, and not all people go through life like that, but I wish everybody had a little more conviction and we cared about each other a little more.
Yeah, it's like a tough ride. Like, I understand
Yeah.
it's scary and you could get hurt, and I understand that.
Yes.
Or you have your own traumas.
Yes.
So it's bringing stuff up and you're in freeze mode. Like, I can recognize there are a lot of reasons, but I think we could all still help each other more.
Yeah.
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 Let's help each other more, guys.
Yeah, and you know what will help with that? Meditation.
Yeah. Oh, meditation. So we're going to do a little bingo, a little meditation bingo. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
We're going to do categories. I sort of have some, or I just kind of want to do one. Yeah. We're going to do 6. Yeah. What does Om represent in meditation?
Oh, gosh.
For 100 points, what does Om represent in meditation?
I know it's a frequency that you hit with your vocal cords, which is good for your throat chakra, but I could not tell you if there's a representation. I think it's like Almighty, All God.
The sound of the universe.
Yeah.
Om, it's the universe. It's the sound of all, the sacred vibration.
That's why it's all deeper, right?
Yeah, it's deep and low.
Deeper. Yeah.
And yes, the sound. So you got it right.
Okay, cool.
Ding, 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 ding. 100 points. What chakra is associated with intuition and meditation?
I mean, I'm going to assume, is it the crown chakra?
It could be, but I put third eye chakra.
Oh, I see. I went one above because I was like, well, is it this or is it when we're connected to? Yeah.
Well, I could see both because it is all
right.
of it. You tap into, I mean, it could be really any chakra, but I would say third eye is what people think of when meditation
You're
or
totally
spiritual, like connecting outside of yourself, mostly because of that pineal gland.
Have you done the one where you look up to meditate? Marissa Peer does it.
No.
She has you like straight up look at your.
I did one where I looked at a candle. You look at a candle until your eyes, like you don't blink until your eyes start to water, and like you just fully focus on the fire.
You'd be the coolest kid in grade school. You know, like like you don't blink.
Like you don't blink and you're just like holding it.
Yeah.
It's like
stare contest, you win them all.
I'm not blinking. And then your eye like starts, not always, not everybody's eye waters, but mine's did.
Yeah.
And then you eventually close them after like 3 minutes of not blinking and like fully focusing on one thing. And then you keep the thought of that candlelight in your mind's eye and just like sit in the present moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Because a lot of the whole point of meditation too is to be in the present moment. So Joe Dispenza's biggest thing is just like we're always thinking about the past, which inevitably we turn the future into the past because we wake up and we think of all of the stuff that we put beside our bed before we went to sleep. And now he has like a very specific way of saying it. Something the blank future is now the remembered past. And until we can get into the noun of like, because even with this, I would say I meditate. It's probably, we both meditate, but like 5 hours in one day is like a lot. Like it was a little less, but the second day I was like, holy moly, I gotta put these eye masks on again. Like, goddamn, I'm tired of meditating. I'm tired of it.
It's a lot.
I said, oh my gosh.
I will say I did it during the pandemic. I did the Gateway a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was meditating. You know, it was the pandemic. There was no work, no anything. I live alone with a dog, so I was like, well, I got some time.
I guess so.
All I did was like work out and walk. You know what I mean? It was like, let's relax a little.
Let's relax. Let's
and I would meditate for hours. I tried to. It didn't last
Did you
too
set
long.
intentions within them?
I was doing Gateway, which is, it has its own intention in, it's a 40-tape program, so it has its own intention in each one.
Okay.
So you focus on that, just getting to a relaxed state.
Yeah.
I learned from it to get my body relaxed faster. So now I can just go 1, 10 and knock my body out.
Yeah.
And then you go to 12, which is an even higher state of relaxation for your body.
Yeah.
So it got me to cheat that. Instead of having to like take, you know how some meditations will be like, relax your head, now your shoulders, go down your butt, and have to like tell your body to relax one piece at a time.
Yeah.
That taught me to just knock it out.
Oh.
So that was super helpful.
Oh, that is really helpful. Okay, I got to try it out.
But it was a lot. It was like I felt really light and positive, but also it's a lot.
Yeah. You do feel light and positive, and you feel like literally the first day when I left the shrine where we did the workshop, there was so much traffic, and we didn't meditate that first night. So I was like, come on, I gotta run, get to the next place so I can, and like just so like immediately went from like learning how all of this is so bad for my body and my mind and my spirit, and going right back to habit. And then the next day I was like, oh yeah, I guess I really needed to just meditate and calm my ass down. Because
were you chiller the next days?
Yeah,
in traffic.
Yeah. See, even in traffic.
That's great.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because traffic usually gets me like spiked. It gets all of us spiked. So it's a practice too. That's the one thing where he was like, this is an ongoing thing. Like this is a muscle memory. You have to keep doing it. It's not like you meditated one time and then you're healed. Or not even healed. Even if you're not doing it for healing, you're like in a great place forever.
Yeah. It's consistency.
It's consistency. And that's the only way you're going to like feel like you can get through this time-space reality. Another one of his.
It's discipline. Everything's discipline. It's food is discipline. This is just comedy's discipline.
Yeah.
Like, right? All of it is like,
all of it.
The work of it.
The work of it. Consistency is so important. Well, I didn't finish doing bingo.
Yeah, give me the bingo. I like in my BI then, if we're doing bingo, I should be at 2 letters.
Or Jeopardy. This is
Jeopardy.
That's
even Jeopardy,
yeah. I love that confidently said, let's get back to bingo. As I look at Jeopardy.
As you say a number and I check a sheet.
Yeah. Did I
get the bingo card?
Yeah. Did you get it? Oh, dang.
Oh, damn it.
In Hindu and Buddhist traditions, what is the term for spiritual enlightenment achieved through deep meditation? I wouldn't know this, but you might.
Oh, gosh.
You meditated since you were in 9th grade.
I don't know. I don't know if I could name it.
Samadhi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said you probably don't know this.
It sounds pretty.
Yeah, it is really pretty. It kind of reminds me of Siddhartha.
Mm-hmm.
You remember? We had to read that as a kid. Or did you guys have to read that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't have to read Siddhartha.
Mm-mm.
We read that in, I want to say, middle school.
But you guys, like, I read 1984 when I moved here because I was like, what are American books that we had a lot of Margaret Atwood, or we read a lot of like books from around the world, Water for Elephants and all that. Yeah. Versus America. Yeah.
I don't think we read Water for Elephants, at least not in my school, but every city is different. Every county is different.
Seems like it. Yeah.
We are a mess. The school system in America. It's funny too. I looked at my school, my middle school's grade, and we were like a 3 out of 10. So when people come at me for several reasons. This is the show where Mercury is always retrograde. And I was born when Mercury was retrograde. And I got my education from a Baltimore school system. And look at me overcoming.
Look at you.
3 out of 10.
You're embracing the retrograde. You should feel good each retrograde, right? That should be your
I should feel good in retrograde.
In some
because
way.
You know what's crazy? Do you have the Channy app?
Yeah.
I didn't know I was born when Mercury was retrograde. And then she added like a small R next to if you were born when your planet. Looked. And I was like, what is this? What are you trying to, like, I was so like, what are you doing, Channy? First I thought it was something else. Not even the what'd you call word. I thought like, I don't know what I thought exactly, but it was something where I was like, I did feel like I thought it was a dig, but it's fine.
Like, thanks.
Yeah. What is this?
My mom told me I was born at 3:15 a.m. And then she shipped me I got everything I own shipped to Canada, like from Canada to LA, words, a couple years ago. And it turns out I was born at 3:27. And I was like, that's different.
That's different, Mom.
I felt like I'm a different person.
Did your chart fully?
It didn't change.
Okay. So you still had the same rising.
I had the same everything, but it was just funny in my brain. I was like, does that change things? It was like, no, 12 minutes.
I think rarely. It changes mostly only degrees because those are what change by like the minutes.
I think little things. I'm sure little things change, but the main.
But if your rising didn't change, then it's fine. Because the rising changes every 2 hours, just about.
Ooh, okay.
And the rising is based off of where the horizon was, where you were born. So it was in a different place in Toronto than it was in like Mississippi, even at the exact same time. So you might have a different rising sign than someone, and you're going to have different degrees than someone just based off of that geography. Or LA. Yeah, I love it because it kind of makes the rising sign more important and less like, because I feel like the thing that's commercial and why people go by their sun sign is because you can monetize it you know what I mean? Like, that's just my personal opinion. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, you can get everybody like on board for Team Virgo or Team Scorpio or Team this based off of them just knowing their sun sign, and then they can find sameness with a group and herd, and collective conscious energy makes people feel like excited about being a part of something. But your rising sign is much more specific, but a lot of people don't have their birth times. because it wasn't a thing back in the day. Like, I dated a guy, he was like, it's not on my birth certificate.
Really?
It wasn't on his birth certificate.
I'm surprised by
it. I was taken aback.
I thought that would be just like,
just had to be there.
Medical, like you have to, like your name.
Like your name, but no. And I know a friend, my friend Ellie, her partner, his time wasn't on his birth certificate either. And he was born in Maryland.
Huh. I wonder if like his mom knows about, you know what I mean? Like my mom always said middle of the night.
She's like, I had 6 kids. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
She's like, had 6 of them. Could, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bingo. I'm at N.
Bingo.
Or G at this point.
Okay, Jeopardy. Meditation has been proven to shrink which stress-related part of the brain?
Oh gosh, I won't get this one.
Do you know any parts of the brain?
Abdullah oblongata. I'm thinking of an Adam Sandler movie where the teacher yells at the Billy Madison. He's like, or also there's a rap song that mentions brain.
Yeah. I think they mean like
Mos Def, where he's like, you take the steam when you take a football helmet off. Somebody raps and says brain parts. Okay. That's how I know it.
That's
how I don't know it.
The amygdala. What is the amygdala? I know. I was like, if you just happen to know that.
I've heard it a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the amygdala is the stress-related part of the brain that shrinks when you meditate.
I just took an acting workshop, and they said to the person who taught it said a cheat would be to rub the back of your neck and to get your vagus nerve excited faster. Never heard this before. And so we're all standing around in the circle, and they're like rubbing the back of their neck, being like, so, because you know your vagus nerve, if you get to calm yourself if you're stressed, is to put cold water or anything. You can splash cold or put cold on your neck. But they were saying to find the emotion of a scene faster, do this cheat.
Oh.
I've never heard it. And it was kind of cool. We were all standing there doing this to get more connected because we were doing all these like emotional exercises. I'd like to think so.
Yeah. You're like, did I just tell myself it was helping or did it actually?
Or just to the commitment of a room of people doing it. It was like a lot of people I really respect. So, you know what I mean? All of that together made me believe it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of, I feel like, Alexander technique, where you would have to get in the body a little bit. And it wasn't somatic necessarily, or maybe we didn't have the word for it, but I feel like it was the most like whole, like this like slow in the body. I just hated it actually when I was in acting school, and I remember like, what are we doing? But also too, I'm like 18 years old and I just want to like have fun and do the fun scenes and get gritty versus doing the work of tapping in here.
I don't know if I would have liked this workshop years ago.
Yeah.
Because we were moving around the room and finding it and crying in the moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Young me was like, give me a part. I want to do Waiting for Godot. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to be like on stage, not,
I'm just a cat on a hot tin roof.
Yes, please.
Well, then jump. Is that his line? Jump, Maggie. What neurotransmitter is released during meditation that promotes relaxation?
Oh, I should know this.
Ooh.
Give me a hint.
Starts with an S.
Oh.
I'll say a whole different thing. So sleep is melatonin. Mm-hmm. This one is the other one.
Serotonin.
Yeah,
serotonin, that's
it. Yeah. I wouldn't know these answers if I didn't go on the internet.
It is weird. The amount of times I've heard all these things. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I like this, so I've learned a lot about it, and I'm doing it a long time, and it's still like, what word is it?
Yeah.
Gone.
It is really like... Because even with doing it, that whole workshop, he's like doing all the science and talking about all that stuff. And I was just like, well, I'm not going to remember half of this. If it works, it works. But he did have this thing where he would say a thing and he's like, okay, talk to the person next to you and explain what you just learned. And then I had to be like, what did I just learn? Because I actually had to listen and like learn and like.
That's a memory technique.
The only way to teach. If you can teach it, you know it.
Just repeat it.
So we would all be like talking in circles until we like fully could articulate what we just learned. And sometimes it was simple, you know, like the stress stuff was just like, okay, we know our bodies if our bodies, when they're stressed can make us sick, then we know that feelings of goodness and kindness and love can do the opposite. That's just facts. But like sometimes it would be something like that, and then sometimes it would be like, so then the pineal gland, and then we gotta get up the cerebrospinal fluid and then it's in the cerebral. There's another cerebral. Can't even say it right. Cerebral.
Have you read The Body Keeps Score?
Yeah. No, but I've heard. clips from it.
It's all the science. It's the hard. I don't enjoy reading it.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy it, but it's the really hard read for me, at least, because it's the scientific approach to your body holds trauma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I fully believe it. After I got chased by that guy, I went to therapy. I talked to and I have a talk therapist and she does physical as well. We do breath work.
Great.
So we do an hour of talking and then we do an hour of breath work. Or usually an hour and a half of talking and 30 minutes of breath work because we talk so much. I feel like we're kind of friends. But nonetheless, I was so tight in my body and hadn't realized it. And as I was breathing, she like touched my feet just like in the moment. She has consent and all that stuff. But I'm fully in the breath. And then I just start shaking, which I had never done with her. I don't think, not to that degree. And then I remembered afterwards and I was like, oh my God, my body has been holding on to so much fear. And I just was like holding this, like, I'm not safe. I don't know what exactly came out of, but it was so much energy released because, the body keeps score.
Men keep it more in their knees. Women tend to keep trauma in their hips.
Yeah.
And that's why like the shaking of hips and like a lot of that goes back from multiple cultures around the world as a way to free women of any pain they've been through.
And it makes sense.
It does.
It makes so much sense because we do. I mean, also this is a portal to life right here. Like truly it's an altar. So of course there's so much happening in it and so much you can hold in a life center. And also too, one of my right hip is always kind of out of whack. And I'm always like, that's the masculine side. Okay. And I think because I have to be in it so much.
Because this is an entertainment, we are have to be alpha.
Yeah, we have to be alpha. We're in our alpha so much that like anytime something's out of whack, I'm right-handed. I'm always in my masculine. I'm always like doing and efforting and da-da-da. And then the body keeps score. I said to my therapist, actually, I was like, I need to get the yin and yang together because for whatever reason, like, and also too, I think, with my own upbringing and I guess daddy issues for lack of better words, because everybody has different parental issues. They're people. They are people and they did their best.
They did their best.
They did their best. And here we are. But my father passed away and then also my grandfather. So I feel like I had to like, I took on a certain level of like
that role in the family.
My mom actually always is like, you're just like your father, which is funny. It's just like, I knew you'd move away. I knew you'd go after your dreams. You were a go-getter. Your dad was a go-getter. He was a hustler. You're a hustler. Like, I'm like, okay, great. Thank you. I'm the grown man of the family.
So that just means like embrace the feminine, right? Like doing more like, even if it is like makeup or whatever it is, it's leaning into that more, right?
Yeah. I mean, the least feminine thing I'm doing here is wiping my nose right now. But I do my makeup and get cutesy for the show.
Great.
Thank you.
Hello.
You look cute.
Oh, thank you.
I love this sweater. I love a block. Wait. This is, I thought it was connected.
It's just a tank top and a cardigan.
We love. It's still cute. Very cute.
Thank you.
We have 2 more of these. Let's see. If you fall asleep during meditation, what kind are you accidentally doing? Oh, I didn't know this one actually when I Googled.
Doesn't that depend? Theta is when your body is knocked out. So
it does kind of depend.
It would depend on the type of sleep you're having. If you're
having like high energy wave.
Are you having a creative sleep? Because like transcendental meditation is active creative.
Yeah.
Versus other ones are relaxing. So I'm going to say alpha, but I feel like it depends on what your body should be at least theta.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on the sleep. I don't know.
It should be at least theta or what beta's the first one? Theta, delta. Delta I always forget about. It's right before gamma.
I just assumed it wouldn't be gamma yet.
No, gamma is like when you're in like
when you're
enlightened. Yeah, when you're having a trip, fun trip.
What does it say?
It says Nidra, yoga nidra, aka sleep meditation. Or we could just call it sleep.
All right. Okay, so sleep.
Yeah.
Take that. Google.
According to studies, how many minutes a day of meditation can start rewiring the brain?
I bet you it's 10.
8 to 12 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be very long.
No.
Yeah, it's
and
just
you start
consistency.
rewiring the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this is so great. Oh yeah, I guess, do you feel like improv has helped you with like I guess not meditation, but like what does improv help you with?
I'm sure meditation has helped with improv because our brains have to be so fast on stage and thinking and coming up with like premise and new game and multiple game.
Yeah.
I think it helps to have those moments to relax the brain.
Yeah.
And that also helps compartmentalize, okay, this trauma or whatever's happening in this part of my world, but I can put that to the side.
Yes.
That guy yelling in the car, calm that down because I want to focus here. So I think meditation helps you connect to what focus you need creatively.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
I do. I feel like when I'm more centered, and it's also too why I've been drinking this Kool-Aid, which I actually might have some of because I don't have a drink up here. I'm a little thirsty. But
just don't have a whole bunch of people drink Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Jonestown style.
Oh, I wouldn't take everyone out.
Okay, great.
But
maybe. But what I'm getting out is getting back in.
But maybe. It could be fun.
It could work.
It could work.
Matching outfits.
Somebody said that on TikTok. They were like, you should lead a cult. And I said, how do you know I don't already lead one?
Yeah.
How do you know?
You're already following me.
You're already following me.
You're listening to
You're
my
drinking
words.
this Kool-Aid I'm putting down. You know? So, no, I wouldn't kill anyone unless it was like, for my safety. I don't want to ever be in that situation where I have to.
Hope I don't ever have to.
Yes. But that's also, too, it made me think of the bear and the man conversation. And guys are like, she picked a bear. She's stupid. And I'm like, that's exactly why we picked the goddamn bear.
I would 100%.
I would 100%.
You didn't even think about it.
I'm like, the likelihood that this bear is about to even try and kill me is very low, but even still, at least I know it's not going to be like, you're going to hold me in a basement and do terrible things. Like, I'm not worried about long-term hurt from a bear.
No.
I'm like,
they're going to kill you.
They're going to kill me in a primal way and eat me.
Great.
And I'm done.
Are they going to torture, manipulate, do all these things?
Yeah.
I always think of it like when I walk my dog, like I took my friend on a hike and we went on this really cool trail and he was like, you've never done this one before? And I was like, no. And he's like, why not? And I was like, because I would never do this alone.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care if it's middle of day. And I've lived in a bunch of big cities. It's like, if I'm walking on the street and there's another man, I cross the street.
Yep.
Like it's, even still when I walk the dog, sometimes I'll go down a path where there's no one except one guy. And it's like, there's a part of my body that's like, be ready.
Be ready.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a thing I don't think men think about.
They don't think about it one bit. It's kind of insane. But I'm always like, if you have to fight a man, you have your mace. I have it on my keychain. I am very alert. I'm checking behind a little bit, because you kind of have to, especially when you feel energy behind you. You're like, is he okay? He's a safe.
And you feel the energy.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
And
you
then,
feel when someone's like grumpy or they're checking you out too. There's that vibe where you're like, if I smile, that's friendly, but you'll read it as something more.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even with like, if you're not a gay man, don't give me a compliment. Don't get in my personal space.
No.
I was at the supermarket yesterday and this guy walked all the way up to me and was like, you have the, and I was like, ugh. Like, don't walk in my little circle. And even though it was a compliment, you have the most beautiful hair. And I'm like, no, don't get that close to me. Like, do you understand how unsafe that makes me feel?
Yeah, you're in my space.
Yeah. Even if a woman did it, it would be a little uncomfortable, but I wouldn't feel threatened like about safety because I don't trust these men. No. 91% of all murders are committed by men. 91%.
I have my
They're
dog.
out here. Who's shooting up schools?
It's men. It's
men.
all men. There's like
we
maybe
don't be shooting
a
up
woman.
schools, one or two, and they'll get a whole Lifetime movie on the documentary of how this woman became a killer. Even like when you think of the first woman serial killer, that blonde one from Monster.
Yeah.
The
Charlize Theron.
The Charlize Theron movie.
Yeah.
She got there from abuse. She was a sex worker.
Yeah.
And it turned into revenge. It went from like, oh, I'm doing sex work and these men are terrible to me. And then one guy was trying to hurt me and I killed him. And then I liked that feeling and then she turned into a serial killer. So she took it a little too far. Okay. But in the beginning, it started off like self-defense. The first kill was actual self-defense. Most men who murder, it's not self-defense. The first kill is murder,
It's power.
It's power.
It's like that weird power thing. My dog will growl at men who are around me because I took him to school and I trained him to be a guard dog. He's 20 pounds and no teeth, so he'll try his best. But men will come up and he'll bark at them. They'll be like, oh, and they'll say something like grumpy dog or whatever. And I was like, no, you're a man walking up to me.
Yeah.
My back is turned, so my dog's doing what he's trained to do, which is alert me.
Alert me to keep me safe.
And stand between us.
Yeah,
and he looks like the guy thinks I just have like this dumb guy. And I'm like, this is the smartest beast right here.
Yeah.
Because we don't know you.
We don't know you.
Yeah.
Do you watch White Lotus?
I haven't watched. I'm not caught up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'll save that for later. I think we're getting close to the end of our time.
Did I win?
You won Jeopardy!
I won Jeopardy!
On today's episode of Jeopardy, you get a full picture of Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid brought to you by Walls.
By Walls. I'm going to have a sip of this, and then we're going to do a little fun breath.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a particular breath you like, or?
I don't do a lot of breath work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you not like it, or you haven't really given it a shot?
I feel like I just probably haven't given it a shot. I have done it and been like, oh, wow, I feel exhausted from the breath. Mm-hmm. Or I've done it and been like, oh, wow, like the Joe Dispenza, how you tighten each one as you breathe up. That one is hard. And I went through a phase where I did it all the time and then I loved it. Tony Robbins has like a 10-minute one that I kind of like because he just like has you like out really quick.
Yeah.
He's, controversially probably a bad dude, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't really know much about him outside of I'll see clips. But
but he has this one meditation that I was like, it's 10 minutes. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really
good.
Oh, God. I did Wim Hof. Have you done
My dad did Wim Hof.
Okay.
So
I just tried him recently.
Because humans don't breathe.
We don't breathe
properly. We don't get enough oxygen.
Don't get enough oxygen. We get less than like 30% most of the time.
Yes.
And when we do breath work, we get about 70%, which I know if you've been listening to the podcast, you've heard me say that already. But you gotta get some oxygen in, and you tap into the pineal gland from
you don't get blood flowing to everything if you're not doing that. My dad did it, so I learned that at a young age that you need to every day take deep breaths.
Love that.
And I think women more than men too.
But I love that this was a part of your childhood, because like even when I think of like the spiritual, I was raised very religious, and one thing I noticed with like tapping into the pineal gland / tapping into that gamma is like when people caught the Holy Spirit / they'd be like, they were getting, that was, but we didn't understand it as breath work or catching the Holy Spirit as tapping into, your third eye. Like it's like considered Jesus just came here and he's in the room with you and it's a whole thing.
Right.
But it's a lot of the same as it's a whole, it's similar. It's similar.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they were just tapping into their gamma brain waves when they caught the Holy Spirit, and they were on such a high frequency that they fell out, and we had to put a sheet over them like they were dead.
You should rewatch like documentaries of this, and just like pause it and be like, so what's happening is our pineal gland is opening up. It's crystallizing. The calcification is going away.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really should. Like throw in one of those like camp movies about those Christian camps and like.
Oh God.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like clips from them?
Yeah. And I went to a haunted house that was a Christian haunted house.
Oh God. Was like Judas giving Jesus a kiss?
I did it on purpose. Like I did it with whoever I was with at the time, and we were like, let's do this. And then
what else was in there?
It was disturbing because they were trying to be like, see, society makes you bad. You need Jesus.
And then
but instead, it was more disturbing to see them think that a kid hiding a porn mag under his bed is like going to hell. Like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was, I think we were road tripping, so we were like, let's do this. But it
was actually disturbing because some people,
sad.
It's sad.
I felt bad for them because it's like this, it's what's happening in the world, right?
Yeah.
This ignorance is making you're just unaware of truths.
Yeah. And also one thing that gets me is like, the God of the Bible is like angry and mad and willing to send his children to burn in eternity forever. And I'm like, there's no reality where I think my mom would send me to burn in forever. No. Like she'd never send me to hell. So I'm like, why do you think that you have a more emotional bandwidth than the God you serve?
Yeah.
That your God would punish people for not believing in him the way that you believe in him, but you wouldn't even do that to us if you had the opportunity, because that's just like a terrible thing to do.
What God's making you sacrifice your firstborn?
Yeah.
To prove your
love.
To
prove your love. I'm like, this is
anyone saying that?
Emotional abuse.
Yeah,
this is abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also misinterpreted. Did you hear a woman rewrote one of the first findings of the Bible because the language in the Bible is all he, but it isn't when redone. It's also like the woman who discovered wolves are actually a matriarchal society.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone who studied them were men.
Yeah.
So they translated it the way they saw it from their point of view instead of recognizing. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many times where women are leading the tribe and it makes so much sense, even with lion packs. Mm-hmm. Like the male does like a small percentage, and then there's times where they make him. I mean, they're the bosses. The women are running.
But we were raised thinking the men were like catching the food, doing the thing, and the woman's just lazy lying there. And it's the exact opposite.
They catch the food. The women do the hunting.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
It's wild.
Yeah. I'm like, if you actually study nature and you look at even I was reading this book, and it's called like Mother Goddess, or like, and it's back to when we lived in matriarchs, and it has so many things that are detailed in them, and it makes so much sense because even with like the taking on of the dad's name and the lineage of a mother, it's like, well, in group relationships and groups raise the child, they would take the mother's name because the mom is the only for sure parent
connection. Yeah. Wow.
Like we don't know which one, like in these. So they're like, when we had lived in a more tribal and a more matriarchal society, you would take the mom's name because the mom is the guaranteed parent, and it makes more sense because she carried that child into the world with her body for 9 months. Like they use the violence of masculinity to keep us trapped in the patriarch. Like there's so many levels, and men suffer from the patriarch just as bad as women. Like
they're not told they can be emotional, crying. There's this uproar right now of men being men again because soft is somehow bad instead of being like be connected.
And I'm like, we're getting further, but I think we're in the middle of our flop era, America and the world collectively, and we're gonna have to fully die and be reborn. I was actually listening to Alana Glazer say that exact sentiment, but also Pluto and Aquarius.
Age of Aquarius.
It's the age of Aquarius. And
look at Norway. Norway is female run, female parliament. I think it's like a woman runs almost every large department of that country, and it's considered one of the happiest. It was like people are taken care of. They have long vacations. They have free health care. It does all these things.
They get maternity leave.
Long maternity leave.
They get paternity leave.
Paternity leave too, yeah.
I mean, it's so... There's places doing it right. And I'm like, let's just take some notes and do that, y'all.
Yeah.
But, we got to go through this. And then either we survive and thrive and learn and grow, or we perish.
Cool. Those are our two options.
Or we perish.
I'll have some more Kool-Aid now, I guess.
Yeah. Let me blow my nose really quick so we can do the breath work.
Yeah.
Do it over here because
I will not.
Oh, God.
I like how I see your face 3 times. I didn't realize there's 2 behind me.
There's 2 behind you.
And 1 next. Technically, and with this camera, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you.
You would think I'm not that cocky. I'm not even a cocky bitch.
What's your home screen on your phone?
You booked it.
Oh, okay.
But it rotates.
I didn't know if it was a picture of yourself.
Oh God, no, it's not. I'm only a Leo moon. I'm a Virgo sun, so
I'm a Virgo and a Leo rising.
Oh, we see. So we have it in there, but I'm
Leo rising. I'm acting for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Leo moon. Yeah,
isn't that the emotion of it, right?
The moods and emotion. My inner world is a dramatic monologue.
What's your other one then?
Taurus rising.
Okay.
Yeah,
like Aquarius moon.
Oh, okay, Aquarius moon. So you're on a different planet too. We love that.
Yeah.
So that's a mix of this. I have Aquarius in the 10th house, which is the house of like career.
That's career, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I should lean into my Aquarius energy, which I've been doing a little more.
I don't know enough. That's like the sign I just don't know enough
They're
about.
hard to know because I feel like Aquariuses are, I mean, of course, it's like power to the people, the collective, and it's a masculine placement.
I'd heard it described as the what?
Yeah.
Like it was like something like that.
I always say weirdo aliens.
Right, like they're hard to figure out.
Yeah.
They can be moody, but they cannot. I don't know.
So your inner world is a whole little like, ooh. And it's an air sign, so it's just like, like I think of other air signs like Gemini and
Pisces. No, Pisces is water.
Libra. Yeah. which are fun, but they, air signs aren't like grounded like the earth signs.
Well,
That's
Virgo,
like,
yeah.
Virgo.
And fire is Leo, right?
Yeah.
So a little of everything.
A little bit of everything. You got all of it in there.
Yeah.
You got the air blowing the fire down to the earth. Hopefully not burning it, but
no, because I have a lot of Virgo and Leo in my whatever it is. When you can break it down even further.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means. I don't know enough about it.
Ooh,
but yeah.
Okay. I hear you. I'm just looking at the time. I said, okay,
Breath
we're
work?
gonna do the breath.
Okay.
Let's do well, do you have one you want to pick or you want me to pick?
You pick. Okay. I don't know them well.
Okay, I do a 3-part breath often. So let's just do some deep breaths, pause, release, and I'll like count and do them with you. So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless you want to do a more intense, like.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let's do that.
Are you doing it with me?
No. I'll start with you. Okay. You guys, let's breathe. We're going to start inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do it this time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're doing great. You're safe. It is okay to breathe. It is okay to release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do one more. A little calmer.
That's nice, yeah.
Nice. I only did like 2 of them, so I didn't get it as much, but.
Yeah. This gets you out just even aware of your body and how deep I'm breathing.
Yeah. Immediately like shifts your energy centers where you're like, oh, I wasn't really breathing for a little while.
Well, like I didn't learn about the heavy sigh as being our way of letting out trauma until like a therapist told me like only a couple of years ago.
I don't know that a therapist told me or I just saw it online. I also used to do a little chanting like Nam Myo Renge Kyo, like a Buddhist chant. I went to my friend was a Buddhist and I went to a few groups with him. Back in the day. And that creates like a buzz and like like the collective energy of which is, I don't know if it's just releasing or receiving, but it is a great shift of energy.
Yeah, like the one where you breathe in deep, then take one more breath.
Yeah.
And then that one.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of people train that for like
hold it,
then one more, and then release.
Yeah.
And release with a sigh is like your whole body kind of loosens up. Yeah, it's crazy.
Really?
Breath work. Who knew? You did.
Knew?
You did.
I learned along the way. I'm doing a breathwork class if anybody wants to come, but this probably won't be out in time for that. So next time.
There'll be more.
Yeah, there will be more. Actually, there'll probably be a whole new one by the time this episode comes out, which is great. And lastly, I like to do this is a show where Mercury is always retrograde to the camera. You can do yours if you want.
This is a show where Mercury is always retrograde.
Yay! Woo. Go meditate.